if you want to be successful in photography, I personally believe that the selection of the right genre is one very important thing any photographer has to consider, and that is the challenge number one. Because if you are in the wrong, if you are in the wrong genre of photography, that's a challenge. After a few years, you will get frustrated. You will not, money will not happen, career will not happen. You will get frustrated. You leave it.
Yeah.
That is where the game started changing. So now it is a situation that if I'm not working for 1 week, 2 week, 1 month also, photography still goes on.
Still
It
goes
has
on.
scaled it as a system. That's what I should say. The system is in place. So definitely photography is a business now. Assisting someone is not going to make you rich in photography. The traditional way of doing photography is no more existing. I was realizing that photographers are getting stuck when it comes to the business management. They don't know what they may be awesome artists, amazing photographers, amazing editors. But if you look at their balance sheet or look at their bank balance, it is mostly negative. Like there are 5 ways to do that.
Okay.
5 parameters are there. I should say 3 T.
Okay.
The first T is all about your talent.
Talents.
You have talent. Work on that talent.
Hello, guys. Once again, you're welcome to the Clicks of Influence podcast. And today we have Daddy in the house. He's been into photography for more than a decade and he has trained over 5,000 students globally. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have so much to learn today as we will be looking at the challenges that photographers face in this episode. So, right away, so Rajesh, you're welcome to Dubai.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bertrand.
It's really an honor to have you here.
Yeah, and I feel very happy to be with you.
Thank you.
To have a discussion with you.
Thank you so much for coming, sir. Thank you. So let's just begin. Let's know about you. When did you, get into photography? How was your early life like? Just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, actually, that's quite interesting. So, I am from India. So, if you know Kerala, and so obviously, in being in Dubai, you cannot miss Kerala because half the population, I guess, is from Kerala only.
That's true.
Indian. So, I am from the southern part of India, Kerala, and quite obvious. I completed my post graduation. After my studies, I went to my corporate jobs. Okay, I started with Coca-Cola, then I went to HDFC, then I went to some other companies. And after 18 years, I started my career at the age of 22 and at the age of 40. After 18 years of career, I understood that, no, enough. 18 years of corporate career is a bit too much. So, then I thought I have to take a decision that I had to move on. So that is when I decided, yes, I had to stop corporate life. Even before that, photography was always there with me, like almost I should say. From the, at early 30s, photography was always there once my daughter was born. So photography was with me. It's like, I used to click because she was my first model, quite obvious.
Oh, wow.
As it is to everyone, she was my first model. I practiced a lot with her. Then again, that's when I started a little bit more understanding photography a little bit more seriously, buying new cameras, DSLRs. Then slowly, my first camera I still remember, this is Canon 600D.
Okay.
Then I moved after a couple of years. I bought a 70D. Then 70D is still with me after more than a decade. Also, still I never want to leave that camera. So after that, I upgraded after some time 5D Mark III. Then another couple of years back, I just took 5D Mark IV, and still I'm using that camera only. But after leaving corporate career, then photography was the only option to me because there was no salary being credited in the month end. So initially it was a little bit struggle. Then slowly and steadily I had to understand. I realized that the traditional way of doing photography is no more existing. Or rather, if we go with the traditional way of doing photography by trusting on the mouth-to-mouth publicity or references, is not going to work in this century.
In this age.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So I have to figure out so many other things. Then, quite obviously, I had to invest my corporate brain into photography rather than just going with the traditional way. I had to invest my corporate brain in photography by organizing things and how to manage verticals, then how to, be a professional in photography. Then again, it's more than a self-employment or more than a traditional way of photographer. I was a little bit more from that. I was considering photography as an entrepreneurship.
Wow.
So that is where the game started changing. The moment we consider like a self-employment, it is like, okay, whether if I'm doing some shoots today, I'm getting money today. If I'm not doing a shoot, I'm not getting money. 10 days, unfortunately, if I'm not feeling well, or I'm feeling ill, or bed rest or something, income comes to zero.
And
That's a challenge,
yeah.
especially when I'm leaving my career at the age of 40 and moving into photography, getting serious in photography at the age of 42, 43, 44, having a family who is depending on me. That was not an option for me. I cannot have a zero income
Yeah.
lifestyle. So then I was thinking how I can convert photography as a business. That is where the game started changing. So now it is a situation that if I'm not working for 1 week, 2 week, 1 month also, photography still goes
It
on.
still
It has
goes on.
scaled it as a system. That's what I should say.
Hmm.
The system is in place. So definitely photography is a business now. So that's how I got into photography and how it became a business. And now it is like I shoot advertisements, commercials, then I should say lifestyle, fashion, calendars, editorials. That's what I shoot.
Wow.
So, which I am more comfortable to do.
Uh,
So, that's how I'm in photography. And I come to Dubai very often because there's a lot of calendar shoot projects which I do. That's how I became a part of Dubai, I should say.
oh wow.
Then on the other side, I should say, like training was always, I think photography training naturally came into me. I always had a flair to talk about what I love to do. I always love to share the things.
Mm.
So then it happened naturally into me. The training started, and actually, if you ask me how I got seriously into photography training, actually, COVID was a catalyst to that because pre-COVID I was doing some basic sessions. I used to do a small content I was creating. I was trying to, whoever is asking me some sessions,
Training
I used to do
online.
it. Yeah. Then when COVID started, it was a very tricky situation. Was nothing was happening. As if we all know, we were all stuck at home. Everyone was stuck at home, sitting at home, doing nothing, no shoots, no meeting, nothing is there. That's when I thought about the online photography training.
Photography
Initially, I
training.
was I was not very clear. But online photography training, will it work? I was not sure about it. But
Uh-huh.
then in COVID started, I initiated that just to give it a try. That worked fantastically. So that whole 2 years of COVID, I was sitting
Mhm.
at home and doing photography training. Then
Wow.
seriously, I got a little bit more serious into photography training, and now I have approximately 5,000 plus students
Wow. That's amazing.
across India, across all GCC countries. We have students from US, Australia,
Wow.
then we have from Egypt, we have some Sri Lanka, we have a Bangladesh. So
Mm.
that is how we do photography training. And yeah, obviously you are
Yeah,
also,
you
yeah,
know,
you are my
I met you online actually. So I participated in one of the online trainings.
yes,
Yeah, that's how I got to know you. And I mean, from that time to now, I think myself I've improved in a lot of aspects, with regards to
great,
photography.
yeah,
So I'm truly, grateful that our paths actually crossed.
it's really good.
Let's look at the transition between leaving the corporate world into photography full time. How was that transition for you?
That transition was, I should say, it was quite natural. I was getting matured into that. It is not it was not a impulsive decision that yes, today I am going to stop corporate life, tomorrow get into photography.
Okay.
I know so many photographers who has done this blunder,
Mm.
or they'll feel that photography is an easy cakewalk because they have a big camera, they have a lot of lenses, they have stacked up so many gears. People will imagine that, okay, oh wow, I'm already set for that, so tomorrow I'm leaving. So that many times put into a frustrated situation to many of the people who jump like that. The reason, because photography is never a cakewalk. It
Yeah.
takes some time.
Takes
It's a
time.
takes some time. You have to be into the market. You have to understand the market. And as a formula, I always suggest to people: somebody is having a corporate life, to leave the job.
Mm.
They should, even when continuing with a corporate job, they should earn minimum 70% of their fixed salary, whatever they're getting. 70% they should earn from photography, still continuing in the
Still
corporate
continuing the
job.
corporate job.
That too consistently for another 6 months. Say 4 months. For example, you are making say what 10,000 dirhams. I'm just giving an example.
Yes, sir.
10,000 dirhams you are making per month. Minimum 7,000 you should earn from photography. 4 months you are getting. Fifth month, sorry, no. 6 months, sorry, no. Don't leave. Don't leave your job. The consistency of 70% should be done for minimum 6 months. If you can do that 70% of income from photography, Even when you're working somewhere consistently for 6 months, yes, you can leave your
You
job.
can trans.
One. Two, initial days of photography is going to be about a lot struggling. So you have to understand what is your bank balance first.
Mm-hmm.
For example, your expenses, living expenses. Again, I'm giving example. If your basic expenses, I'm not talking about savings. Okay, that is completely separate. I'm talking about your, house rent, maybe your EMI, your loans, and all those things are coming to say 10,000 dirhams.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have minimum 6 times that money inside in the bank, that 60,000 dirhams should be readily available in your bank. If you have that bank balance, then plus the 70% if you are consistently doing for 6 months, then yes, you can leave your corporate job. That's some kind of formula, I should say. Even the same thing happened with me also. For me, I didn't do one thing.
Okay.
Okay, I was getting 70% income. Yes, that was fair enough. I was getting for 6 months, but I didn't expect that 6 months I didn't expect that 6 months expense should be there in the bank. That I didn't foresee.
Oh.
So I left the job. 70% was pretty good. For 6 months, it was good. Second month, it was all going good, and few years, yeah, it was just going pretty decent. But if at all, if something is happening in between,
Yeah, you cannot.
1 or 2 months, if something is happening, when we have to withdraw the money from the bank, you will notice that your bank balance amount is coming down
coming down.
drastically. Then I got the alert. No, that red flag was that no, this is not the right way to do. Okay.
That's
But I managed it, but I got this formula. Yes, you have to manage this bank balance only.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be the money which can be liquidated anytime.
Okay.
For example, you don't tell me that, okay, you have a real estate property somewhere else. So that is my asset that is more than 10 times. No, that will not work. You should have that asset which can be liquidated for the very next day.
Mm-hmm.
It can be in a bank, it can be a share, it can be mutual funds, or it can be gold, something like if you can liquidate
You
in
can-
one
in the
day,
next-
that can be a better way. We can say contingency fund management thing.
Okay.
So
okay.
that is how I started. It was a lot struggling initially, yes. I was assisting a legendary photographer, Suresh Natarajan. He is from India.
Amazing.
He's a truly a legend. I was
Yeah.
with him. But the problem what happened is being an assistant, again, many people believe or think that like, assisting someone will make you a good photographer. But the actual answer is no. Maybe you can assist, you can go with him for any photographer maybe 10 times. After that, you have to find your way.
That's true.
You have, because assisting someone is not going to make you rich in photography. Somewhere going to crash down. Then you have to realize that, quit that assisting thing, come down, start struggling yourself for some time, find your own way. Then then no one can stop you. Till then, you should have that patience in photography.
Wow.
When I have gone through that phase, and that is when I was trying so many different type of photography, different niche, I have actually tried to figure out that what actually works for me. Then that's how I moved on.
Wow, wow, wow. Impressive. Wow. All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. I think to continue, let's get into the topic for today.
Yeah.
We're looking at challenges photographers face, right? And I mean, so far you've talked about some of the challenges actually, transitioning from corporate to photography, we learned a lot already. And I just wanted to, tell us what photography is to you. And then we look at the challenges that top 3 challenges you think photographers face.
So personally, if you want to be successful in photography, I personally believe that the selection of the right genre is one very important thing any photographer has to consider. That is the first thing, because people say that I'm so passionate about photography, I want to be a photographer, anytime I'm interested in photography, and all those things people say. I have seen it so many times.
Okay.
But what happens is they will jump into photography. Okay, they will do whatever comes across their way. And after 1 year, you will see that the same people say, no, I'm not interested. It's like so boring. I'm not interested. I'm feeling so tired about photography. You know what happens? It's all about the right selection of genres. Once you select the right genre, you will never get tired.
Oh, wow.
Okay. For example, again, the selection of genres, personally, I will always say Like there are 5 ways to do that.
Okay.
5 parameters are there. First thing, you have to consider your character. Okay. So we can normally by generalize, we can say that okay, there is introverts, ambiverts, and extroverts.
Extroverts. Yeah.
You cannot imagine a person like me. I'm kind of quite an introvert. Okay, you will not believe it, but actually that's a fact. So an introvert cannot do a proper wedding photography because you cannot be that aggressive. You may have to interact a lot with strangers.
People, yeah.
We have to ask them to move. We need to get pictures. Right, that's the and again you have to cap more than getting pictures. You have to capture the right moments. Okay, the candid moments. You cannot miss that any of the moments. Okay, for that you have to be aggressive.
That's true.
Okay, you have to talk a lot with strangers. Okay, you have to do that thing. And an introvert, if they themselves feel that I cannot do that, that I cannot just go randomly talk to
Talk
people,
to people.
better I would always suggest not to get into photography, wedding photography. That's completely my personal suggestion, my opinion. And this is nothing to do with a generalized statement. This is personally what I felt. Okay. And not to offend anybody. So that's, I have to be very clear about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So, or otherwise, somebody is technically pretty good. If you ask me, I'm kind of technically pretty decent enough. I will not say extremely great, but decent enough when it comes to photography and its techniques and technicalities and technology and all those things. So I can handle any kind of technical shoots. When I say technical shoots, commercials, advertisements, lifestyle, fashion, all these are kind of very, yeah, fashion, obviously, it's very creative. All these things are definitely creative. But these are a lot to do with techniques
The
also.
techniques, yeah.
For example, you're shooting in a studio, okay, completely indoor lighting. So, absolutely, you cannot trust on the ambient light. We have to create the entire light from zero, from the scratch. We'll be starting from a black canvas. You know that, how
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
doing it the last day.
Definitely.
How to add the first light, second light, when to add that second light, what power you have to add. Do you want a soft light? You want to bounce it, you want to reflect it, you want to cut it. All there are so much of technicalities which comes in photography.
yeah.
If you know that, that is the best thing to do. Okay, that is one. Second thing, when you're dealing with a team, like for example, when you're doing a commercial advertisement, you may have to deal with ad agencies, creative directors, art directors, then a celebrity managers, definitely.
Makeup
Maybe
artists,
maybe
yeah.
line production. And so many people, so many stakeholders will be involved into that. So in that case, you should be technically very good and nobody should be in that position to point out your mistakes or to teach you photography. So that is a kind of technical know-how about that industry you should have. So then you can definitely be a very good commercial photographer.
Oh.
The same way, so every genre has its own specialities or specific features to be added. So this is about the character. Second thing I'll tell you, for example, I'm at the age of 49, I'm just touching 50. So I want to start a new photography genre, I can choose it, but provided understand my age. After 5 years, I'll be 55. I cannot get into a genre where there is a lot of physical exertion may be required. I cannot run like the way you can run.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah.
So that is all happens. So these are the first thing you have to consider your age fact. Sorry, your
Character,
your
then
age, then the location. That's very important. So you cannot. There are certain locations. There are certain things works. For example, in Dubai, anything you do with real estate, it will work.
It'll work. Yeah.
It can be real estate photography, it can be interior decorator, or whatever it is related to real estate. Real estate will work in Dubai. Anything you do about corporate headshots, corporates, it works in Dubai.
That's true, sir.
Anything you do with celebrities may not work in Dubai because Dubai doesn't have a epicenter of entertainment industry.
That's true.
For example, as I'm from India, so I know it very well. Mumbai, you will be knowing about Bollywood.
Bollywood, yeah.
My office is in Bollywood.
Oh,
So
wow.
maybe in Mumbai. So anything you do with a celebrity in Mumbai will work. Same way with Hyderabad, same way with Bangalore, it works. So there are certain cities. This is one more how we can consider the location.
The location.
Another two factors are basically what is your long-term and short-term goals in photography. If you want to consider photography as a long-term thing, then definitely so many factors come. Are you passionate about certain things? What is your retirement plans comes into that? And again, see, is that particular genre is scalable as a business model. So many factors come into this. Or if you just want to just entertain, just have a time pass with photography for maybe 6 months to 1 year to 2 years, anything is okay. But if you have a serious intention to be a photographer and make a career, or as a make a business, or be an entrepreneur in photography, then these are the factors like character, as I told, then age, location, long-term and short-term goals matters.
Oh, wow. Wow.
This is how it works.
Wow, this is truly impactful. So if you're considering, getting into photography, these are the things you should consider. These are
Exactly.
the things you should consider. Very important.
And that is a challenge number one, because if you are in the wrong, if you are in the wrong genre of photography, that's a challenge. After a few years, you will get frustrated. You will not, money will not happen. Career will not happen. You will get frustrated. You leave it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
If you're in the wrong location, if you
Exactly.
if you didn't consider your age, like if you're getting into the 50s, as you rightly said, and you take a genre of photography that needs you running around and doing a lot of physical activity, you can actually have difficulties.
And one more thing I should add, there are certain genres which are going to die because of AI.
Very important, the AI aspect.
AI aspect is definitely yes. Certain genres is expecting a natural death. I'm not naming it so far.
Yeah, of course.
But we know it. There are certain things which will die in the next couple of years. If you want to start such kind of genres right now, you will take another couple of years to be a master in that. Once you're a master in that, you are suddenly realizing that genre is not there, dead. So this is also one factor we have to understand. Yeah.
You have to understand the genre. Yeah. Wow. All right. So let's look at photography with regards to you. What is photography to you?
What is photography to me? Definitely, it started to me as an art.
Okay.
It was an art for me. If you go by my father, he was also a photographer.
Amazing.
Yeah. So obviously, at that time, for me, when I was in corporate life, it was just an art to me. I used to enjoy. I just really was enjoying photography. From that stage, when I was slightly getting serious in photography, this art plus science came into this. It was a lot of science, because the light power, how to understand the light power, so many rules and laws about light.
Lighting.
Then how the camera is working, what is the shutter speed. I used to go deep into all these things. Okay, what's a why spherical aberration is happening in a lens, because the lens basically is a part of a sphere. Chromatic aberration, why is it happening? Because every colors are having different wavelength. So it's a lot about science. Okay, that also came. Then off late, once I started as a full-time profession, it was like art plus science
Okay.
plus business.
That's
Now
that's
definitely
a good
it's a
combination.
business.
It's a good combination.
That is a good combination.
Yeah.
I know. I know that, because just art and science may work if you are a part-time photographer, if you are just a type, something like a passionate photographer or hobbyist. When it's a profession, that
the
matters.
thing changes. The whole thing
this whole
changes.
equation will change. It matters a lot.
That's amazing.
That's photography to me now.
Wow. So now let's look at we've talked about the challenges that could come, if you're getting into photography, especially if you're getting into photography full time. Yeah. Now let's look at the younger generation. What is your advice to young people who are passionate about photography and who don't know exactly what to do?
Okay. So if you want to get into photography, the first thing which I was recommending, selection of genres plays a very major role. Second thing, there are three things I would always recommend to you. One is, that is all three T. I should say 3T.
Okay.
The first T is all about your talent.
Talents.
You have talent. Work on the talent. So can you see the light? When it comes to photography, it's all about the understanding the light and doing with light. So can you see that light before any other person see? You should train your eyes purposefully, intentionally, to make it a habit to see that light first.
Okay.
First thing. And I'll tell you, can you see the colors? Can you see the contrast? Can you see the frames? Can you see the composing? If you are not there, you have to work a lot towards that. That's the first T. improve on your talent. The second T, I would say always about techniques. Inside your camera, there are so many features. Simple, I'll give an example about shutter drag photography, rear curtain sync photography. So many techniques are already inbuilt in your camera, which is actually made to help you a lot in your way of career. But unfortunately, we don't go through that.
Through this.
So that is the second T which you have to improve. The third thing is technology. There are so many advancement which is happening in photography. If you are not going deep into that, you will just, you will be left behind. For example, just give you one example. How many of you know how to use Capture One as a software?
Capture One.
Capture One is a beautiful software. Okay, it's that is one of the best software when you're using tethered photography or Lightroom, Photoshop. Many of you may be knowing, and there are so many other softwares which is coming now about the AI. We
Yeah.
cannot ignore. So AI is in the market. You cannot run away.
You cannot.
You cannot run
escape
away. There was a generation of photographers I remember believed that editing was very bad. I don't believe in editing. So I just believe in photography. I take wow pictures. I don't like editing. There are so many photographers using this type of language.
Yeah.
Can you see any single of those photographers now in the market?
No.
They are washed out.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now,
So the
researching is
long story short, it is about if you are not updated, you are outdated.
Yes.
So if you are not updated in AI, you are outdated. You are getting outdated or very soon you'll be outdated. So work on these three things, 3T. One is about your talent, second is about technology, the third one is the techniques. Consistently do this. That should be my best suggestion. I will not say
Wow.
advice,
Wow.
it's suggestion. Yeah.
Wow. So for you guys watching, we are still on the Clicks of Influence podcast with Rajesh Gopinath. He is, and I'll always say, an amazing, amazing father, right? So he's given us some nuggets, right? And I just want to, emphasize on the fact that if you're not updated, you
Are outdated.
definitely outdated.
Outdated.
Okay, and for the three T's, I can remember talent, techniques, and of course technology. Very, very important for you. Interested in getting into photography, focus on this, and then with time, the business aspects very
Yeah,
important in the
extremely
equation.
important, yes.
Yeah. All right. So right now, let's look at the workshops. I know you've organized a good number of workshops and you've trained over 5,000. That's a lot of impact
Yeah,
all over
that's
the
a good
world,
number.
And I know for sure that there are a lot of people who know you, they've seen you online, they've seen the trainings, they've heard about you, but then they can't, attend, the workshops, or they don't have some full information. So I would like to talk about the workshops. What's the inspiration behind the workshops that you organized? And if someone wants to, get in touch, how can they get in touch?
Yeah, so the workshop, how it started and where is it going, I'll talk about it. How it started was for a very primitive stage of training or whatever I know to share with others. Actually, when I started photography, like kind of part-time or maybe along with my job, so I was realizing the fact that I didn't know to do indoor lighting. At least 10 shoots, I said no. I made so many reasons how I cannot do that shoot. Maybe I'm not well, or I have stomach problem. I am stomach is upset. That reason, this reason, I have to go for some other meeting. I have some other shoot. So many reasons I have really made. And again, see, because I didn't want to do that shoot which is done indoor because I didn't know that. Actually, one of my friends, she's from India. She's an amazing makeup artist. Her name is Manjari Trivedi. So she realized and she was noticing that I'm escaping from indoor shoots.
Indoor shoots.
She actually spoke to me about it. Rajesh, why are you not doing this? I said, honestly, Manjari, this is my problem. She said, no, let's do something. Let's not go for any big project. We'll call one of our friends, some of our friends, we'll start something. And because of her, actually, I started doing indoor shoots. Then after doing a couple of shoots, I had very embarrassing moments. Like client was suggesting, Rajesh, why can't we do a hair light? Can
Why
you
can't we
keep it a
adjust
little
the
bit
light?
down? And he was teaching photography. That is the most awkward moments in my life, I should say that. Then I said, no. It cannot be like this. Anyway, I have decided photography as my profession. I'm going to decide. So I have to learn this.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I have to learn that. Then I approached one of the Russian photographers. She was in India that time.
Okay.
So she said, okay, Rajesh, come to my workshop. That's how I went to the photography workshop. She was taking through one light, two light, three, four lights, and all those things in a studio. And the second day, she was taking through editing. That is a very primitive informations which I got about indoor lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but I was consistently practicing myself. I didn't say anyone because I was shy. I was shy to say that, or maybe I'm egoistic to say that I don't know indoor lighting. So I myself arranged. I didn't say anyone. I called one of my friend. Come, we'll go and shoot. I hired a studio, practiced this couple of times. Then I got a hang on to how's indoor lighting working.
Oh, wow.
So that is how I started. So when I decided that I have to start some kind of trainings, so then I thought indoor lighting is what I have to train. Okay. So then I started with the same style which Natalia was doing or that Russian photographer was doing. Same style, because first day it's all about 3-4 lighting. Second day is about some editing things. Then I was then I thought it was interesting, but then when I started talking to a lot of photographers about the training, I was realizing that photographers are getting stuck when it comes to the business management. They don't know what they may be awesome artists, amazing photographers, amazing editors. But if you look at their balance sheet or look at their bank balance, it is mostly negative. They're not having anything much. At least they're buying this kind of 5 lakh, 10 lakh of worth of gears and a MacBook Pro, which is costing around 1.5 to 2 to 2.5 lakhs. Still, their bank is almost empty. So because they are not getting return on investments, at least on a bare minimum. Then I thought, okay, I have to add something into the business side also, because I have an 18 years of corporate experience, which I was into business management, strategies, marketing, branding, and all those things. Then I thought, yes, if I'm doing something that should create an impact in another person's life. Otherwise, better I don't do it. That's when I thought about doing the workshops with business management content inside that.
Wow.
Initially, it was like that. Then slowly it was like a workshop. Like first day is about lighting, second day about editing plus business management on a very basic levels. Then going forward, the response which I was getting from the market was amazing. Like, Rajesh, you're doing a good thing. We are getting a lot of support from you. And that is when I decided, yes, I have to do it much better way. So initially it was a 4 light workshops.
Okay.
Now we go to 6 lights, 8 lights, many times 10 lights we are teaching in our workshops. And we're giving the opportunity to everyone to come and shoot. Don't come to my workshop to see things. I even with him also I was saying, don't come to my workshop if you want to just see the things.
No, come with your camera.
Come with
prepared,
the camera.
guys.
You have to shoot from morning till night. Okay.
Wow.
And you should not get a confusion when next time when a client is approaching you. So you should have the confidence to go and shoot. You should know what is a modifier, which modifier works where, and all those kind of ideas. That is a day one which we are doing right now. Editing also, which we have created a workflow, which is actually the most, I should say, how the Photoshop is designed, that it goes along with the design. Okay, how the files are created, how the layers, which layer we have to do where, when, and all those reason logics and all those. We have created a workflow, which is actually how the commercial photo editors do. Then we have a full stretch session on business management, like how we want to select a right genre of photography. Then next topic is how to create a portfolio. For example, you are saying that you want to be a fashion photographer. So where is a portfolio which you can show to the client? When a client wants to see that, how to create that portfolio? Portfolio, I personally believe, is not just a lot of pictures. It's all about a virtual representative of you.
That's true.
Every single client, you cannot go and present about yourself. You may have to mail it. You may have to send through WhatsApp. So that particular document has to sell you. Sell you as a brand. So how to make that portfolio. Then without digital marketing in this 2025, you cannot sell. Because you cannot trust on the word of mouth or referencing model. It's not working anymore. It's almost dead. Or very, very here and there are getting something. So you cannot trust on how much Instagram is going to give you the leads, which is convertible. Instagram is good for so many other reasons. I'm not denying the fact about branding and again social influencing, and again you cannot so many things Instagram give, but you cannot expect the business flow in the magnitude which you are expecting to grow a business may not happen from Instagram. Okay, for that we have to use Instagram and Facebook as a tool to do digital marketing. So many other tools are Google My Business, so many things are there. I'm not going detail. So with this we are giving in detail. After that, again, obviously telecalling things we discuss a lot in our workshop, because once you get a lead, how to convert it, then we will talk about what is that USP, unique selling proposition. If you are doing the same thing which the other 50 competitors are doing, what's the difference between you and others? So what is that should make you different? What is that USP? We in our workshop we are talking about mood boards, color palettes, hex codes, compatibility metrics, so many things we are discussing about it. Then we are discussing a lot about the pricing strategy. That I'm sure that many of the photographers are not really great with the pricing strategy.
Yeah.
There is nothing called market price as of now. It's all about return on investments, ROI based pricing strategies, how to derivative pricing. Then we are discussing about negotiation skills. We were discussing about taking one case study of portfolio shoots. We were discussing about the negotiation skills, how you can negotiate with a client. Then how to make a business formula, like or business model, like 0 to 6 months, what you have to do, 6 to 12, 12 to 24 months, what you have to do so that you can be an entrepreneur in photography. Again, I'm using that word, a startup. It's not a studio, it's a startup. Okay, you should be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay, that is where photography business will work. And this is exactly almost this is the content of my workshops now.
Wow. Truly impressive. Truly impressive. And I had the opportunity to attend the recent workshop.
Exactly.
And it was so amazing. Most of the questions that I actually had, by the end of the workshop, I didn't have any question to ask. I just had a few clarifications, and it was so amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for all you're doing. And let's just look at the future. What's the planned for the future?
My future?
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting question. So I'll tell you about what I'm planning now. As I told you, I'm at the age of 50. It's 49 plus 50 I'm touching.
Yes, sir.
So the thing is, now I'm at 50, and again, another 5 years, I think I will do photography. Okay, I'll take a retirement from active photography. Okay, that's my plan. So, and why I know that I'm pretty decent, healthy as of now. I can go for another 10 years, I think so. But I want to take a retirement in the next 5 years, and I want to start a business school for photographers. Beautiful. That's what I'm planning for after the next 5 years.
Okay.
And why? Because I was asking the same thing in my workshop also. How many photographers have been professionally trained in business?
Very few.
Very few, right?
Very few.
Graduates, yes, I can understand. Most of us are graduates. Okay. Even if you are not professionally trained in photography, do any institute in this world teach the business in photography? Or do they even entertain? For example, in India, I know it very well. Everywhere there are executive MBA programs. So many programs are there, mostly for corporates, mostly for IT professionals. So many, there are so many business professionals. There are so many executive MBA business management sessions. There is no customized sessions for not only photographers, for any of the creative professionals.
That's true.
It can be a photographer, it can be a videographer, or a makeup artist, or a stylist, or a costume designer, or anyone you name it. There is no coaching center or a session which talk about the business side of it. So that is my future plan. I want to start a business school for creative professionals in the next 5 years. I am working towards that. So I need to have a business model. I need to have a community to take it forward. Community I have already created. And again, we have all the students, almost all the students we have trained is already in our community. Business model is already set, and we're working towards that. And again, see, now we have inside the community, we are doing a lot of kind of business trainings now.
Amazing.
So photography and business photography and retouching trainings are always there. Apart from that, just in the next couple of weeks, we are planning a session, a training session, like how to say no to a client.
Wow.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
How to ask the right questions to the client. Many times our right questions will get us the right answer.
The right answers, yeah.
Okay. That right answers will help us to create solutions for the client. Right solution will increase your price.
That's very true.
So that we are planning a session. I already discussed with one of the mentor, and he'll be doing it. And we have done a sessions on body languaging, okay, verbal and non-verbal communication, presentation skills. These skills, these sessions are already done.
Okay.
Okay, so we are doing all these kind of sessions within our community.
Oh.
So anybody want to get into that community? Yes, you have to attend my workshop. If you want to work with me, assist me. That is the most frequent questions I always get. Rajesh, I want to assist you. I want to work with you. Can I intern with you? I will always say, I have my own boys and girls, okay, who are trained by me, who has trusted me and attended my workshops across the country, across the world. So I would give a priority to them.
That's amazing.
Because that is my commitment to them. So I can take somebody from outside, but again, I don't want to do that. I always prefer students who trained by me to assist me. I know it's a little bit more difficult than taking a person from outside, but I always take that risk to train my boys and girls. That's why I take care of their photography skills. I try to add my level best to improve their editing skills. So many outside trainers I'm bringing into our community to train my boys and girls into our community about the business also. And this is another 5 years I'll start that business school. And again, I think that is my future plans that is what I should give it back to our community.
To the community. Wow.
Yeah.
That's truly impressive. That's truly
That's my
inspiring.
plans.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, we've learned so much. I think the audience as well, they've gotten quite a lot from today's session. Very, very packed. I mean,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. So at this point in time, I would just like to let you know that for you to contact Sir Rajesh, I'm going to leave the link to his profile, Instagram. Or
So my mobile number, you can
mobile
give
number.
somebody
Okay.
wants to just-
So I can put it in the description of this video. Sir, just your last words before we go.
See, I would say only one simple way. Just, if you want to be in photography, yes, there is a lot of scope in photography still. People say that photography is like into, not into the right shape. And again, people are not making money. The market is coming down, that and this and all those things. I don't believe in any of these things. Trust me on this. The competition in photography is only at the lower stages. If you want to get into the high stages, if you, for example, my mentor, okay, I'm sure that in India there is no competition to him. There are only 2 or 3 photographers who can shoot like him. So there is no competition there. Only thing, whether I can reach that level. If I cannot reach that level, I cannot complain about it. How to reach that level? Keep on practicing. Keep on practicing. Keep on observing things. Keep on training yourself. Reach there. Train, retrain. Reskill, otherwise you will get perished. Simple. Reskill or perish, that is the whole thing. So that's all about photography.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You have to be updated so that you don't outdate. Okay, thank you so much, Sir
Yeah,
Rajesh, for honoring our invitation to be part of the Clicks of Influence podcast. And thank you guys for watching today's episode of the Clicks of Influence podcast. If you've subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. And if you've not subscribed yet, just click on the red subscribe button and also turn on notifications so that each time we post, you will be notified. Thank you very much and see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.